Hello Jared, good to see you again.
Hi Dan.
How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you.
Happy days, and today we're homing ice to the Telford Tigers, yeah?
Yeah, we are, yeah.
What do you think about the Tigers? You come from Telford, you've got an idea about them, probably better than us. What do you think of them?
Yeah, good team. I think they're run differently to a lot of clubs. They're run by a supporters trust, so all their supporters can join the trust for, I think it's £10. It doesn't have to be a supporter of the Tiger, any sort of hockey fan can join. And they vote the sort of managing committee on, I believe, and then that committee runs the team and helps raise the funds for Tom, the coach, to put together a strong squad. I think this is their third season now under this format, and last night they announced a couple of pretty big signings. It's a big step forward for them, so I think they'll have a good year, and obviously being from Telford, it's good to see that potentially they'll start to have some success.
No, that's pretty good. A team we've come up against quite often, the Titans. They're a Telford team as well. Do you know if they're close with the Tigers? Or?
I think they have some relations, yeah. I think they work together, players play up. The young lads come through, obviously the under-18s, they'll try and put them into the Titans to get them ice time and then hopefully move up to the Tigers. That's happened this year with Adam Taylor and Ben Hunt. They're both Titans from last year who've made the step up this year to be playing for the Tigers. So yeah, I think they do work together.
Not bad at all. And what are your predictions for today then?
I honestly don't know. I think, in all honesty, it's not about the result for either team. I think it's a good opportunity to get out there, work on systems, get a good skate, and play in a game situation. We've got our first league game next Sunday. Telford have got some more challenge games coming up, so it's just a good opportunity. From Telford's point of view, they haven't got any imports with them today. It's just their British lads. I think their imports fly in early, either this next week coming or the week after. So it's just a case of, you know, them getting their lads on the ice. They haven't got ice at the moment in Telford, so it's a good opportunity to get a skate.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I know they're having the rink done up at the minute. They got the plan to do so. So on that point, what do you think about tonight's lineup? I don't think we've got absolutely everyone you wanted to have on the ice, but what do you think about the lineup? Yeah,
I think it will be fine. I think we've got 3 lines, so it's just a case of blooding the new guys in, teaching them the system so they kind of understand what we're doing. So from that point of view, we're still talking to a few guys. Hopefully we'll have them signed and sealed early next week so that we can have them in the lineup for Sunday against Sheffield. So from this point of view, it's just a good opportunity for these guys who are here to put themselves in the window for ice time and say, you know, look at me, I'm ready to go. And so from that point of view, it's great for me.
No, that's a good point, that's a good point. And if there's anything you want to take away from today's match, what do you think it'll be?
Just to see how the guys fit into our systems, how easily they've picked them up, see what we need to work on next week to make sure we're ready for Sheffield. Sheffield's a big game for us. You know, it's our first league game. We want to get off to a good start, so this is the perfect opportunity to see how guys. It's different to training. It's a good opportunity to see how guys play in a game situation and what we need to work on next week.
Well, that's fantastic. Best of luck to you, Jared. Thank you very much.
Cheers, Dan.
So, Jared, very tired. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. On the whole, you know, obviously the result's not ideal, but I think we had a shoddy 5 minutes in the first period. I think the first 10 minutes we played pretty well. We were pretty strong in our own zone, moved the puck well, created a few opportunities. We had a sloppy 5 minutes where we got caught out of position a few times, and the fact is, when you play teams from a higher league, they put the puck away when they get the chances. So it's a good learning curve, really, because you learn that you've got to be in the right position, because we got punished tonight. But I'd rather that now, before we go into our league game against Sheffield, than to have played maybe a team from ENL2 or somewhere like that and got by with a win, but thought, oh, everything's okay, and then we go into the first game and we end up losing. I think there's a lot of positives from tonight to take. So on the whole, bar the scoreline, which wasn't ideal, but I think for 40 minutes of the game, I thought we competed. We had a few sloppy moments and got punished for it, and all credit to Telford. I thought, you know, their players looked good skaters. I think they'll do a good job in the EPL this year. I think they'll have a good season with their new imports coming in.
I'd say so. There were some pretty heavy body checks there that I think got a lot of cheers and stuff like that. And it does really show when you have a lot of people saying you should be an EPL team, you should be aiming for this. That is the difference, and that's without any imports. So I think people have got to consider that, you know, to be working out all the time to get to that level of play when you've got your personal life and stuff. For some people, it's just...
Yeah, I think EPL is always a goal for Blackburn to look at. I think, but it's a long process. It's at least 3-4 years away if that's where they decide they want to move, and with that come a whole other host of issues. You know, you've got house guys. You know, if you have imports, you've got to find them accommodation. You know, you've got to pay wages. You've got to maybe even sort out cars for them to get around and those things. So it's a big off the ice step as much as anything is on the ice. I think with British players that are around here, I think some of them would be able to step up to EPL with the training and all that. You'd see a difference in them. You know, maybe not in the first season, but in the second season they'd really come on, and that's what Telford have had. They've had guys who stepped up from the ENL last year who played, and they, you know, got their feet wet. And then this year, I think they'll be a lot stronger, and you'll see a real good team there in Telford.
Well, I think we saw a good team from the Hawks tonight. Maybe we haven't got everyone that you're looking for just yet, and maybe there's a lot of naysayers saying, "Oh, we're all going to get relegated just because of the score." Maybe for those who are relatively new to hockey or don't get as involved as some do. But I think we took away some real positives. I think the performance of the boys from Bulldogs for the naysayers who thought, oh, they've come from an ENL team that was lower than us. But tonight, I think they really impressed. What did you think?
Yeah, really impressed with them. I think it's easy to say, oh, well, they've come from ENL too. So, you know, and I think sometimes you'll see the difference between playing in that league and playing in this league is, you know, they can get caught out of position a bit more, but they're going to learn that, you know. This is only their first game playing my systems. We've got Thursday to work on them, and I think you'll see an improvement. But on the whole, Bradford have got a very good junior development system. All their junior teams are A-League. So, you know, they've had GB internationals like Miles Dacus tonight, who I thought had a very good game, very good offensively, created a lot of chances for himself, moves with the puck well, gets his head up and creates opportunities. And I thought him and Jordan Bannon really struck up a really good understanding for the fact Jordan's only been on the ice with us this Thursday and then played this game. I thought Jordan Ashington did a good job, really stepped up. I think, you know, he's a centre. We started him out on the wing and then we moved him to centre, and I think as we get some more bodies back for next week, I think we'll see him come into his own more. But he forechecked hard and created a lot of opportunities, and I think I'd be more worried if we hadn't had any chances, if we'd come into this game and we'd really not created anything. But we had a lot of chances, you know. We had 3 or 4 sort of, you know, real good scoring chances that the goalie made a good save, or we just missed the net, and I think that's a positive, is that we were creating chances. If we hadn't created any chances, I would have said, okay, maybe we are in trouble. But we've got to look at the positives. We've got Dave Meikle to come back. He's a good goal scorer. We've got some other guys lined up that hopefully will be here for next weekend. And I think we'll have a solid team. I think that there'll always be someone who'll try and pick the negatives out of it and say we've got no chance. But I've seen a real good work ethic from that team tonight. And that's what I want. Guys that are going to work hard, come every week and want to play and want to win. And those guys have done that tonight. We only had 4D. They played really well under pressure. Dangia is back a little bit, so we took him out for safety measures, and we'll be ready to come back next week.
I think it were really interesting seeing Stewie play. I didn't think he got a lot of ice time last season. Even though he's the backup keeper, I think he did have some really good moments in the game against Billingham. Yeah. Also, when he saved the penalty and Solway that scored the game, I think that were fantastic. So I guess it shows that you've got guys who can do all different things with the sense of unity. What sort of things do you think you've taken away from tonight?
I just think today was just about getting a skate, getting the legs going, and getting the opportunity to work on a few things. I think what the guys have picked up is the importance of playing positional, playing the systems that they're told, because when we get pulled out of position tonight, they scored their goals. When we played, you know, solid and guys were in the right positions and talking to each other in the defensive zone, we were very good. And the same in the offensive zone. But when we got kind of a little bit off plan and kind of went a little bit loose, we got punished. And so that was great. You know, it's not ideal to have a scoreline like that, but it was a great learning curve to say, look, if you keep making those mistakes, then you're going to get punished. And tonight we got punished. We had the same thing 2 years ago. We played Brayhead from the Elite League. We lost 16-0. We had their goalie for 2 periods. And it was a case of, you know, but you're playing a higher level team. They do punish you if you create those opportunities for them. And so we learned and took from that the fact that we had to tighten up in our own zone. We worked on it. We came to play in the league, and we had a real sort of, you know, positive season from it. So I just think it's learning from your mistakes and playing that higher level team with very good players. They punished us tonight. sometimes in our league we'll be a bit luckier and we won't get punished all the time, but I think we can cut all those mistakes out and guys understand that. So I'm fairly happy with the way tonight went.
Well, that's fantastic. I'm really looking forward to seeing the first sets of results over the next coming weeks and seeing a consistency and where different teams are going to lie and what the season looks like. So I guess now you've got your final chance before the season starts properly. Is there anything you might want to say? Is there a message you want to get out there?
Yeah, just stay positive. I know it's easy to pick on the negatives, and there's people who will say that we're doomed and we're going to get relegated and all these types of things. But I'm confident in the players we've got and with the players we've got lined up that we are going to be a good team. I think tonight we showed flashes of it. First game, first time some players have played together. It's not going to come instantly, but we're ready for next week. We've got a training session Thursday, have a real good session, work on our systems, our power play, our defensive zone, and we'll be ready to play Sunday and let Sunday be the benchmark. Tonight doesn't matter in terms of the scoreline. It's what happens on Sunday that matters, and I think you speak to the guys in there, they understand areas where we made mistakes and they're ready to work on them so we don't make those next week against Sheffield.
I think that's a really positive message. Jared, Owen, thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.